cardboard is life, baby. It's all that matters. This video is actually going to be about the opposite of that. Well, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself just a fantastic Saturday or whatever day it is that you happen to be watching this video. Today, we're gonna talk about investing in yourself. We're gonna talk about collectible card games and how it's important to take a look and take a step back and ask the question, how am I really using it to invest in myself and my future? And talk about that there's a world outside of this collectible hobby, and I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. So this cardboard life that we all live, if you're watching this channel, you live a cardboard life. That is my guess. And you know, we're instilled in this thing that you gotta catch them all, right? Pokemon, a lot of us grew up with Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. You gotta have every shining Charizard and everything, every set. You gotta catch them all. It's ingrained in us. I see it in my kid. It's already 2 years old and she already knows the theme song. But I think that there's an understanding that there's a risk of selling and missing out, and there's this thing, and the point of this video is that there's got to be more to the hobby than that. A few months ago, I started thinking, man, as much as I love it, and first off, like, I am as interested and invested in cardboard collecting than I think pretty much anybody could possibly be. I have a YouTube channel. I have my entire room. I have 3 rooms in my house that are dedicated to the YouTube channel and to collecting cardboard. And so here's the thing. I was thinking there's got to be something more. There's got to be, I'm doing something wrong. And so I started asking this question, what does somebody need in order to move from this idea of just collecting cardboard to like actually utilizing cardboard to benefit their life and utilizing cardboard in their collection to make improvements and changes and move forward and not just be stuck in this kind of cardboard world. And I came up with this idea, of rewarding yourself for collecting. Rewarding you, and if you have a family, rewarding your family, rewarding your life for collecting and for your interest in this hobby, because there is a sense that in this hobby, you can reward yourself for playing. It's not, everyone kind of calls TCGs pay to play. I actually think that they can, to the right person, to a smart person, get paid to play. And I think that that's such I want people to understand that and to lean into that, because I think that's one of the very few hobbies that you can actually leave, at the end of the day, you can leave up and be able to enjoy the hobby. I can't really think of many other hobbies that are like that, but that's, this is definitely one of them. So I want to talk about, we look at cards as financial pieces and prices, and it's okay to do that. It's okay to take those financial pieces and exit them so that you can benefit your life in other ways. And I want to talk about 3 ways that I think every person who plays, collects, or invests in TCGs should have set up so that their hobby can actually benefit their life, and it's not just like this vacuum suck of all your energy and all your attention and all your time, but actually a healthy hobby that allows you to move forward and grow in your own personal life. So number 1 is setting goals for your collection. I think that this is the most important thing to anybody who does anything other than just playing the game. If you're just playing the game, your goal should be to build the deck that you want to build and play and win. That's your goal. But if you are invested, if you are playing, if you're collecting, if you're investing, I think the number 1 thing to ask yourself is, what is my goal? And at the beginning of 2022, we have a brilliant time to say, what is my goal for the year 2022? And by setting a goal, and this is in my life been so important, when I don't have a goal in my life, I'm just like all over the place. I'm just like, woo, woo, woo. But when I set a goal for myself, it tracks me. It makes me, whew, I can move forward and I can see the steps that are required to move in the direction of that goal. And I think the same is true for collecting cards or investing in cards or doing whatever hobby. So I think every single one of us needs to set a goal, particularly for 2022, but also long-term goals for what do you want your collection to look like. So, maybe your goal is that, hey, I want to have a cold foil Fabled, and that's my goal. Or maybe I want to have a first edition Charizard, and that's my my goal for 2022. I'm going to set that as my goal. And so now whenever you see this shiny thing over there, you ask yourself, does it help me accomplish my goal for this year? No, it doesn't. If I spend $300 on that, that's $300 less that I can spend on the, the Fable or the Shiny Charizard. So set a goal and then don't exceed. I tend to think that every person who's involved in the games I cover on my channel, Flesh and Blood, Metazoo, I think every person should set a goal of collecting a full set of the newest set that comes out. I think that these newer games, these newer TCGs, are really setting themselves up really well for set collectors. And I think that's a really fun, and it's a pretty decently easy goal. Maybe not as much anymore, but I think that it can be accomplished without a huge financial investment. And maybe it's like not the high end cards. But anyway, I think collecting a set is a good goal. But by setting a goal, you say, I'm not going to exceed in other ways. I'm not going to get distracted from what I want out of this hobby. And I think that's another great question that you should be asking is, what do you want out of the hobby? You love this hobby. You love trading card games. Do trading cards love you back? How can you make it so that you love trading card games and in return, they are going to love you back? That is, in my opinion, an important question to ask. So set goals. Number 2 is that you have to, it's not an option. Unless you are a very rich individual, in which case, go make your own YouTube channel, because I'm not going to have very good advice for you. Unless you're a very rich individual, you have to have a sales avenue for your collection. You have to have the ability to list cards and get money back in return so that you can use that money to push towards other cards that you have in your goal, or so that you can use that money to benefit your life. And there is nothing wrong. I hate when the community criticizes people for selling things. Gosh, it's annoying. It's annoying. It is your hobby, and you have to have the ability to move money out of your collection and into other things. Maybe it's a house project. Maybe it's renovating. Maybe you, God forbid, you get hurt and you get in a car accident and you have to sell off some of the stuff. It's very important. Some of us have so much money, so much of our percentage of wealth tied up into cardboard. It's very important that you have the opportunity, if time comes, if you need to liquidate some or all of that, collection in order to get what you put in back or get a percentage of it back. So every single one of us needs to have a TCG Player account, an eBay account, and you don't have to sell your collection right now, but what you can do, even on like TCG Player, just list a bunch of rares, a bunch of just like 50-cent cards, and just get your transaction history up. Get to that level 4 seller. If you're not a level 4 seller on TCG Player, maybe that's a really good goal for you this year. It doesn't take that much work. You just take like listing cards, and it doesn't have to be high value cards. You can list $1 cards, get those sales in, and then when you are ready to list the higher value cards, you already have the transaction report and the history. Same to be true on eBay, on all the other platforms. So make sure you have a sales channel and an avenue for you to liquidate some of the things that aren't part of your goal, or if you need to on other sides of your life to invest some money in in your home or in your family, you have that opportunity. And this brings me to the number 3 thing. The number 3 thing is that it's okay to invest in life outside of cardboard. I'm not super good at this, at exterior investments. A lot of my investments are, we have my other stuff, not that important, but a lot of my love comes from investing in cardboard, and I enjoy that. And I know it's a risky investment, but I enjoy it. And this YouTube channel is my biggest investment of pushing forward in my history, and I want to create a community around Kitchen Table TCG. And that is my personal biggest investment in my life. And then I have the cardboard investment. Then I have a thing for my daughter, and we have a retirement account, all that stuff too. But it's okay to invest in other avenues outside of collectibles or outside of cards. And it's okay to take some of that money and invest in bettering your home or bettering or putting a down payment on a home. I ship out so many things, and it's being able to provide your family with or yourself, if you don't have a family, yourself with a better terms of living as a result of selling cardboard is an amazing thing. Like, just stop and take thought of how amazing that is, that your hobby can better your life. I can't think of another hobby that's that way. That is one of the biggest reasons I love TCGs, is because your hobby, your investment in the hobby can actually benefit your life if done correctly. If done poorly, your investment in this hobby can ruin the rest of your life. It can take you outside. You can lose yourself in collecting, and you can lose yourself in investing, and you can stop being the person that you were before you got in the hobby. But if you do it right, and if you're intentional, and if you're smart about it, you can actually utilize your hobby to benefit the people around you. You can actually utilize your hobby to improve your family's life. And that is a beautiful thing. That is something that is super important and super unique to the trading card game and hobby. So it's okay to say, oh, you know what, we need new flooring. It's okay to say, oh, you know what, man, we got to get new light fixtures in our house. I'm going to sell 2 or 3 cards and be able to pay for that so it doesn't come out of my family's personal income. So those 3 things I think super important. Number 1, set goals. Number 2, have an active sales channel. And number 3, invest in your life outside of collecting. It's very important. I am not saying to sell your collection and to liquidate everything and to get out of the hobby. That is not what, that is the opposite of what I want for you. That hurts me because then you're not here watching my channel. But to be smart about the way that you interact with this hobby, which is super unique, is very important. So hope you guys have a great day. Again, remember to be kind to the people around you. And let's just enjoy this hobby. No matter what game you're into, just enjoy the hobby. Just enjoy spending time at your LGS. Just enjoy the opportunity to meet people who have the similar hobby with you. Anyway, have yourself a great day. We'll talk to you later.